Good morning, good morning. Thank you for joining me today. Oh, let me just move my camera up a little bit there. That's a bit better. Okay, thanks for joining me today. I'm just going to give it a couple of seconds to see if anyone pops on at all. But today we're going to be talking about strength training, as it said. Just a second. Okay, let's start. I'm sure they can catch up. Hi Donna, Pop Tom. Right, so today we're going to be talking about strength training. So I want to just start, by saying that by the age of 70, the average adult will have lost 25% of muscle mass. That's sort of 5 to 7 pounds every decade, mostly due to inactivity. It can be inadequate protein intake, but it does also decrease naturally. A high percentage of elderly people die from a fall, and aging is associated with a number of sort of physiological and functional declines that can contribute to disability. So muscle is our support system. It supports our joints, our bones, our balance, our organs. So, as I said, a high percentage of elderly do die from falls, and that's because they just don't have the stability. They don't have the muscles anymore, and they don't have the stability. So I don't know if you've ever noticed that as you get older, or if you look at an old person, let's take their bottoms, their glutes for an instance, they don't have any glutes. They have a very flat bottom, and that's because they've lost the muscle mass. That loss of muscle mass is called sarcopenia, and it really just literally means reduction in muscle strength. So those glutes are there literally as your hip stability. They support your hips. They help us to walk. They help us to squat. They help us to do all sorts of functional things, just even get up out of a chair. So we've lost that, and we lose that as we age. So we really need to start sort of maintaining or trying to keep the muscles that we have. You really want to go into older age with really strong muscles. So this leads me on to talk a little bit about a hormone that we have. Now, we all know that as we age, we lose estrogen, but we also lose testosterone, and testosterone we all know that that's a male hormone, but it's actually really important for women as well. So this declines naturally as women go through their lifespan. So testosterone is primarily our sex hormone, which starts to decline around the age of, well, all our hormones start to decline around the age of 40. So combined with estrogen and testosterone, they help to basically, what their purpose is growth, maintenance and repair. So if we lose those, we're not getting the growth. The maintenance is a problem, and the repairing is a problem too. So particularly sort of a woman's reproductive tissue and our bone mass. You can ask your GP for tests to check your testosterone. Most of them don't do it, so you're probably wanting to find sort of a good menopause doctor that's going to test your testosterone for you to see if you're low in that. But a lack of testosterone can be really damaging for women. So it can affect your sex drive, being the main sex sort of hormone. It can affect your libido. It can give you low energy. It can cause you to have low moods, depression, even impaired vision, focus, concentration, fatigue, and of course, because it's the sex hormone, vaginal dryness. So these are all the things that we really need that testosterone for. So testosterone it increases muscle mass. It can decrease body fat. It can help with the weight. It increases bone mass and help cognitive ability. So when I say it can help the weight, because you're hopefully putting on muscle, the actual weight won't show on the scales. So it's all to do with measuring. So we want to get rid of the scales for that. So My lifestyle medicine tip to naturally boost your testosterone is to weight train or strength train. These are all important because we really need to start building the muscle mass around us and reducing the risk of osteoporosis and other diseases such as heart attacks, arthritis, diabetes too even. So strength training is linked to bone mineral density, which we want for the osteoporosis, to keep ourselves strong. It increases, as I've said already, it increases the muscle strength, which in turn increases the muscle mass. Strength training slows and can reverse the aging process at a cellular level, which is a good thing. So the health benefits would be it increases your energy, it can lower blood pressure, it can improve your insulin resistance, which basically leads to all sorts of diseases that we don't want. I said already, it can aid in fat loss because it revs up your metabolism. It's been proven to reduce mortality for all of those reasons. It can improve brain function. Current research definitely shows that the ability to combat weakness and frailty, and it also supports our joints in that balance. Like I said earlier, you'll see a lot of old people will die after a fall. And why have they fallen? They've fallen because they haven't got the strength or the support around their joints. So it's so important. Done regularly, obviously, as I said, it builds muscle mass. Preserves bone density, it can improve sleep, it can reduce depression. As strength, what it actually does when we strength train, so all of our muscles attach to our bones, and when we put our muscles under any sort of strain, the brain tells us that we need more strength, so we kind of get more. This is a very crude explanation. I'm not saying it very scientifically here, but it pulls on those bones as well. So the bones will then become stronger to support the muscles, to support the what it needs to do, what you're trying to make your body do. So we definitely need to do the strength training for those reasons. So what should you be doing? So dumbbells. So you can do bicep curls, triceps, shoulder presses coming up here, doing rows where you're pulling back and working your back. That obviously strength training as well, which I haven't even mentioned, your posture too. Have you seen a lot of the older generation are coming forward like this, and they're coming forward. They've got no strength in their shoulders here. So doing those rows, pulling backwards, is going to help to lift up here. If you're over forward here, you're going to congest your lungs, and actually you're going to find it quite difficult to breathe if you're all the way over here, because your ribs aren't allowing your lungs the room to breathe. So you want to build those back muscles. You want to build muscles all over the body, to be honest. I'm giving you just one example there, but you want it all over your body. So that's dumbbells. You can use resistance bands. So I've got one here, just like this. So resistance bands, these have actually been proven to be quite powerful in sort of aiding us to get some strength and some resistance through our muscles there. And you can also use body weight. Now, body weight, so what have we got there? We've got sort of your squats, which is going to build your glutes, your quads, you've got lunges. Dancing can help, stair climbing, push-ups, running. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about impact as well. So impact is, we need that little bit of impact through our bones. So running, walking, those sort of things can help too to strengthen our bones as well. So they're all really important. So you kind of want to do a bit of everything. Planking, that can help. That's going to help the strength through the upper body as well. So for our lower body, you want to do things like squats, lunges, that walking, that running. For our upper body, get the weights and let's do some bicep curls, some shoulder presses. Actually, a really important one is triceps as well. So I just want to talk about a few things. So if you watch an older person sort of just getting out of a chair, the difficulty they have just to literally get out of the chair. So what muscles are they using here? Well, they're using their quads, they're using their glutes, and they're using their core and their triceps. So you watch as they try to sort of put their hands here and try to lift themselves up, and they've lost the ability literally to lift their bodies up off the floor to then get their glutes and their quads working. So you really want to be working upper body. Now us women, we for some reason we just don't like to do weights. It's a very male sort of ego, how I look thing. But this really, really is functional, and this we need to start changing how we want to exercise, how we think about exercise, and really get into doing some weight training and regular weight training too. So how many should you be doing? So I would probably start off around sort of 10 to 12 reps, and you want to be going to failure. So that weight has to be heavy enough for you to really be struggling. If you can't get to the 12, that's probably where you want to be. You don't want to go sort of like do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and that's it, I'm done. It has to be difficult. And in the gym world, we use failure as a good thing. Most of the time it's not a good word, but in the gym it is a good indication as to how hard you have worked and you've pushed your body. And it's about pushing your body that you're going to get those benefits, those that lifestyle, that medicine that we've been talking about. So if you want to go into midlife and beyond, strong and relatively trouble-free, you need to start strength training. What I'd like you to do is change your reasons for exercise. You know, we're not 16 anymore, and we need to fit into that size 0. Why are you exercising? What's your purpose now? You know, we're still sort of like getting into our 60s and 70s, and we've got to be this perfect shape as much as I would like to, but it's really about being strong. So how do you see yourself when you're 70? Are you frail and vulnerable, aching, unable to move? Are you even unable to get yourself off the chair? Or are you fit and strong, still living your life as you want to? This is the kind of question that you need to start asking. We need to start strength training, boost our testosterone, which we need. I mean, there are medicines. They're not really in this country. They're not really pushed or subscribed. So your natural way is to get strength training. A little bit of impact, that little bit of pounding on the street, not too hard, but that little bit of pounding to stop ourselves from having things like osteoporosis. You know, and as I said, all those other things that testosterone does for us, the libido, the low energy, the depression, the concentration, the vaginal dryness, they're all a hormone that us women, that us women have, and we need to keep it. So when we're in our 40s, this is what we've got now. But we slowly start to not exercise because we're getting too old for that. The aches and pains are starting to come in. Oh, I'm past that. I can't be bothered. Whatever reason we have. And then all of a sudden we're in our 70s and not able to get out of a chair. So you need to start moving, and it's not scary. It's just you living your life. I think exercise is one of those things that we can never stop. We must never stop. We need to keep it going and live our life to the full. If you know me, I want to keep dancing until I'm old age, although lockdown I think I may have forgotten. But, you know, I still want to do those things. You hear a lot of people saying, oh, when I retire, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Well, you need to start in your 40s building or putting, it's almost like putting that that mass on now, because you will lose it naturally, you will lose it through inactivity, and you will lose it from like a poor protein intake. So strength train, get doing those things please, get bicep curling, lunges, dancing, stair climbing, do your planks. It can be high impact or low impact. Any impact will give you those gains that you need. So that's all I've got to say today, but if you've got any questions or anything or any comments, please put them down into the comments and I'll answer them later. All week I'm going to be talking about exercises, maybe giving some exercises on the group. There is the hub as well, so some of you are in the hub, so get looking at those. I'll maybe say some that would be particularly good for strength training as well. So I hope you have a lovely day. The sun is shining, and thank you so much for watching.